everybody. Welcome to Horror Movie Yearbook. I'm Tim.
And I am Willie.
We're going to be talking about Flesheater a little bit, a movie that we had never seen before.
No.
And now we have. I think we are both.
We're changed men.
We're FFs. Flesheater fans.
That's right.
FEFs.
That is right.
A couple of quick pieces of feedback that, as you know us, will never be quick.
No.
I wanted to mention this. On our Tiny Terror, you talked a little about revisiting the Saw series. We got a very nice tweet from Joe that said, I do go on a road trip for work where I drove for approximately 10 hours round trip, and I took you guys along with me. Listen to the podcast nonstop, there and back. Incredible work. He texted me a lot during this too, but he says, are we going to be getting a Saw X episode in the future is what he wants to know. I call it Saw X, by the way.
Yeah, that's way cooler. Yeah, I think we could do it. I got to get through the series first. Yeah, I got to get through
Joe and I,
all of them. You guys have a
we have
tradition.
a long-standing thing. We have both been out of town, and we have not been able to get together for this one yet. But I want to say this: I feel like Saw movies were always released around Halloween anyway, so we still have some time to really keep the tradition alive.
That's true.
So,
did you guys see Spiral together?
we did, and we saw Jigsaw together.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I am
magical.
hoping in the next couple of weeks we can get together. I've already talked to him about it.
Yeah.
So.
Are you going to a Saw movie with a drink or two in you, or are you like going straight laced? Where are you at with Saw movies?
I wanted to talk to you a little bit, actually.
They could go either way, I feel like.
About drunk movies a little later, but you know what? Like with a lot of franchises, horror franchises, like a little drink or two.
A drink or two is nice, yeah. Loosen it up a bit.
I think that's part of the fun, because part of the fun with the Saw movies is watching the traps.
Oh, yeah. At a certain point, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
With the franchise,
Although
right?
I've heard things about this one that make it sound like it's got a pretty, like, kind of like an emotional core to it.
I've heard it's pretty good.
I've heard it's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
I'm really...
Like, legitimately.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
So to answer Joe's question, yeah, I think we...
Good.
I think we can get together, you and I, and do a Saw X episode at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, let me get through... It might be a little while. I got 8 more movies to get through my rewatch. But, yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah, it might be once it comes out on, like, digital or whatever, or like...
Yeah.
The whatever streaming service.
For sure.
Or,
I'd rent it on Amazon or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know anything about the movie? Any spoilers or anything?
You know what? I don't.
Good.
It rocks being old and out of the loop.
Yeah.
Because I'm not spoiled. Like, even if I do see spoilers, like, it's gone from my head.
Okay. You will get back to a point where it comes back. Like,
okay.
that comes back.
Okay.
If it goes anything like me, like, 'cause I was like that for a while, for a couple years, and now it's back to where if I see something, I generally retain it, which is a bummer. But there's some fun stuff for Saw X. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. And then real quick about our Crow episode. I want to bring up a couple of pieces. Weapon X Squall on Instagram said it was one of his all-time favorite movies. I hope we did it justice for him. I really like our Crow episode that we just recorded. I thought we did a good job.
Yeah, me too.
And I wanted to bring it up, too, because it's a little bit lower, I've seen. And I think it was, as far as listens for us. But I think it was because it was released in, like, the middle of the week. So I wanted to remind everybody, we did an episode on The Crow. It was just released at a different time.
Yeah, it could be that it's not straight horror, too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
So check it out, because I just wanted to point people, because I was pretty happy with the way that one came out.
I liked that episode a lot, yeah.
And John, co-host of the Midwest Game Nerds.
Is this Cure Hatred?
John, I got to give him credit for hate. He hated on Instagram, and then he hated in the Discord. So double hater on The Cure.
John is one of the more easygoing, like...
Yes.
Just like fun to be around, lighthearted guys that you'll ever meet, ever.
Yeah.
When you bring up Burn by The Cure or just The Cure, there's a different side of John that you see. Because he loves Burn.
Okay.
He'll tell you that.
Yes, he loves the song.
But then he'll make sure to tell you that everything else they did was trash after that, or before and after that.
He said the only good song by The Cure.
Yeah.
That in Discord he made sure to.
Yep.
So I just wanted to point that out and tell everybody to go listen to the Midwest Game Nerds. But yeah, John and I are I think we are kind of similar in that way. Where I feel like
I don't like The Cure.
Well,
that song rules.
I just mean like if I get like if you bring up like something that like I've decided I hate it,
that you're very passionate about.
Here's the thing though, I don't really like I don't really actually hate that much stuff anymore. I've become like so weak, but I always have to like if you bring up something that I like said I hated at one point, I have to stick to that, and I have to at least like I have to commit to the bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I
no, and I'm not saying that.
Do I do that? I don't know. Do I do that? I'm trying to think.
Maybe. I'm trying. There's like one thing.
Do I hate stuff?
Yes, and I can't remember, but if I bring it up.
Alien 3?
No.
Because I don't even hate Alien 3 anymore.
No, there's something else.
I'm over that.
I don't even know if it's movie related. Anyway, and I'm not saying John is not a pure hater of The Cure. I'm just saying.
He's a hater. I love it.
There's nothing wrong with being a hater, by the way.
Nah. Hate all you want.
No, it's fine.
But the thing is, John appreciates the fact that some people like The Cure. He's not like hating on the people that enjoy their music. He's just like, I think that they suck.
But the thing is, like, I like The Cure, but not enough to like defend them. And when I say I like The Cure, I just like the popular Cure songs.
Yeah. You're not.
And the one song from like the Rules of Attraction soundtrack.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Talk about a theater experience for me.
Yeah.
Woo. There was a handy going on. It's not for me, not to me, or from me.
Yeah, that's an interesting movie to get a handy during.
It was. It was with somebody I went to the theater with.
Okay.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable. They were sitting next to me.
I would imagine, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were trying to like play it off like I didn't figure it out. I'm like, guys.
I think the Cure song has 6 different ways. Did they get a handy during 6 different ways? 6 different ways.
You know, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I know that song. That's
my favorite Cure song.
I didn't like that movie anyway.
Yeah.
So. A lot of people like that movie.
I haven't watched. It's one of those movies that hit me at like a time.
At the right time. Yeah.
Where I really loved it for a short amount of time, and I feel like it's a Bret Easton Ellis, so like you kind of have to jive with him anyway.
Who directed that? It was what's his name? Tarantino.
Roger Avery.
Yeah.
I really liked it at the time, but I've not seen it since like being a big fan. It had a great soundtrack though.
Yeah, I remember it having a pretty good soundtrack. I should probably revisit it at some point. Well, I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I got other stuff to watch. I'll just be flashing back to handies. Anyway.
Anything else? You want to get in the time machine?
No, I think we can hop in. Yeah, guys, send us feedback, obviously.
Comment on stuff.
Yeah.
We'll read it off and riff on it on the air.
We love the engagement.
We do.
John, keep on hating, brother. Yeah.
And Joe, that was very nice.
Yeah, like that makes
10
me
and
so
a half
happy.
hours of us. Oh my God.
That makes me so happy. Like I know that like obviously like I mean, gosh, you and Tim go back to basically as long as you can remember. But I'm glad you could tolerate listening to me. who you haven't known for that long, you know? Like we've bonded. We've bonded, but I'm happy to hear that you know, my voice was part of that journey as well. So, thank you for that. All right, time machine.
Let's hit this time machine.
What is it good? Hold on. Ooh. There we go. That's my.
It's a Is it Hinzman or Hinzman?
I believe it is Hinzman.
That's what I thought too, and then I watched a video today where someone was pronouncing it Hinzman, and it's almost spelled Hinzman. I always thought it was Hinzman.
I'm going to say Hinzman.
We're going with Hinzman. He's from the Pittsburgh area, correct?
Yes.
So, and like Heinz is based out of there, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So
spelled differently, but you know. We're going to go Hinzman. I feel a little bit bad about not knowing this, but not that bad.
I couldn't, August 17th, 1988 is when this movie had its video premiere from Magnum Entertainment. It was released under a couple different titles. I think Revenge of the Living Zombies. What was the other one that...
Oh my gosh. There were like 7...
Well, Zombie Noshers, I think was one.
Zombie Noshers. Yeah. That's a great title, by the way.
Yes. I was trying to find the other one. Maybe it'll come up later in my notes, I'm pretty sure. But let's... it's the time machine, so let's see what's going on in August that week in 1988 when we're driving to the... you and I are driving to the video store here.
Yes.
Because we've seen Flesheater is out.
You, how old are you at this point? You are 4.
I'm 4. Mm-hmm.
I'm 2.
Yes.
I'm not watching Flesheater, so.
We're going there. We're like, man, I'm like, Willie, 4 years old. I've just seen this new Bill Hinzman directed movie is out. He looks like the guy from Night of the Living Dead.
I think it might be him. 20 years later.
George H.W. Bush was nominated for president. FDR died this week. The number one movie, let's go 5-1 as far as movies go.
Okay.
5 was Cocktail.
You like Cocktail?
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you.
I like the song.
To Kokomo.
Nah, I don't really like that song.
My dad.
I won't turn it off.
My mom and dad watched Cocktail a lot. It's a very entertaining 80s movie, if I remember correctly.
But it's like a weaker Young Cruise movie, right? Like Color of Money's better.
Like Color of Money and Risky Business have like actual depth to them.
They're both better movies.
Whereas I keep calling it Kokomo.
Yeah, whatever.
Cocktail is like it's like a cocktail. It's like a frothy cocktail.
Cocktail is like Top Gun without any substance.
Which is insane to say.
I know, but it's true.
Yeah.
There's at least a little bit there.
Yeah. I've told you with Top Gun, I've never understood that. Like, Top Gun
appeal?
is...
I don't get it.
Oh, no, like, I enjoy Top Gun. I don't understand the plot of Top Gun.
Oh, okay. I like Top Gun.
Yeah.
But, like, I think I've told this story on the air, so I feel bad doing it again. Like, it's a lot of people's favorite movie.
Yes.
Like, a lot.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I like it, but like I said, like every time I watch it, I'm like, what is the plot here? Like, are we at war with the Russians? Like, what's happened?
No one can explain it.
It's so weird.
Who shoots Goose?
Great soundtrack, though.
Yeah, it's killer.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Number 4, A Fish Called Wanda.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline.
John Cleese.
John Cleese.
Yeah.
There was a pseudo-sequel at one point, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Fierce Creatures?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah, never... I don't know that I've ever seen the whole movie.
This is a movie I've seen bits of. Yeah.
It was big when it came out, for
Mhm.
sure. But, yeah, I never really partook in the Fish Called Wanda.
Number 3, a movie that a lot of people will be watching, Die Hard, here in a couple months. Number 3 was Die Hard.
Yep, I will be watching it as well. Do you watch Die Hard during the holidays?
Yeah, it's a and I want to say it was a tradition of mine and my brother's for a long time. It goes back a long time. Die Hard and Scrooge is what we watch. Make sure to watch every year.
I do Die Hard on Christmas Eve.
Me too. Yep.
And then I do Santa Claus Conquers the Martians on Christmas Day.
Nice.
Those are the two.
Yeah.
The 1-2 combo. Yep.
Number 2. Speaking of great songs, but that might be from Blaze of Glory is from the Bon Jovi songs from Young Guns 2, right? Young Guns.
Blaze of Glory.
Young Guns.
Yeah.
A movie that I used to love.
Young Guns 1?
Young Guns 1.
Oh, it kicks ass.
1
No,
and
it
2.
rules. Oh, they're both sweet. Young Guns 1 is like, I am not ashamed to say, it's one of my favorite Westerns of all time. Because it's hip.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, these cowboys.
Which is Blaze of Glory, which is a great song.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Bed of Roses, is that from a Young Guns movie?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
The first Young Guns has a Bon Jovi song on it too, I think, though. But he wrote Blaze of Glory specifically for Young Guns 2. Him and Richie Sambora are actually in
Young Guns 2?
Young Guns 2,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I believe they both get shot and killed by Kiefer. Love Young Guns.
LDP. LDP.
So,
my man. Chuck Sheen.
The Young Guns soundtrack.
I think it's Young Guns 2 we're thinking of with the soundtrack. I don't think Young Guns really has much.
Yeah.
As far as a soundtrack. Okay.
That's right.
Yep. Young Guns 2 is what we're thinking of when we're thinking of soundtracks. Either way.
Yep. But love them both. Mostly the first one. The second one is... It's still fun, but it loses a little bit, certainly, of, you know.
I haven't watched either since I was a kid. I just remember as a kid.
They're
sick.
Fun. Love me some Young Guns, yeah.
Number 1 movie in America. Something related to what we do here. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. The Dream Master.
Dream Master, yeah.
Rennie Harlan.
Yep. A lot of people love Dream Master.
Dream Master is kind of the last of those originals that I like. Because then 5 I don't really like that much, and then Freddy's Dead is a disaster.
What is up with 5s? in these franchises.
Yeah, they're bad.
When I think of horror franchises, 5s are almost always the
Yeah.
worst. Almost. There's one where no.
Yes.
A lot of people consider it the worst, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
But God, Nightmare, Halloween.
Yeah.
Like
that one's actually not.
That's the last Halloween movie I'd watch. I think there's worse ones.
You would watch Resurrection before. I think I would too. Actually.
I would too. It's funnier.
Yeah.
Because it's so dumb.
I had that on the background today. It was on Fear Fest. Yeah, I had Resurrection on
But you'd watch it beforehand, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like that's like I think Freddy's Dead is actually probably worse than Dream Child.
Yeah.
But I'd watch Freddy's Dead first because it's so stupid. Saw.
Saw
We
5
talked
is
about
pretty
Saw. Saw 5 sucks. I don't remember anything about it, but I remember it sucking. Anyway, yeah.
Let's do music here.
Yeah.
Johnny Kemp at number 10 with Just Got Pain. Friday night.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
Johnny Kemp. Yeah, he was an R&B singer.
Johnny Kemp.
Yeah. Number 9, Richard Marx, Hold On to the Nights.
Hold
on to the night.
I like Richard Marx.
Hold on to the memories. George
beautiful.
Michael, Monkey.
Don't know
Number
this
8.
song.
I feel like I do.
I know George. But
I think this was on his album that was really big around that time where they had like Faith and stuff on it. I had an aunt who was super into George Michael, had the cassette tape and would play it all the time. And then I had an uncle who played Digital Underground Humpty Dance all the time.
Sick. Do I know this uncle?
No.
Darn.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I know Shock the Monkey. That's a good song.
Yeah, that's Peter Gabriel. Who...
You like the original Shock the Monkey or like the cover by Cold Chamber better?
Sorry. I had forgotten.
No comment? Okay.
Number 7, Chicago, I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love.
Yeah, good song. Not Chicago's best. Ballady Chicago is hit or miss for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Hit or miss. So like I like If You Leave Me Now.
Yeah.
Like I like that song, but a lot of people really don't like that song. So I don't know. Like it's a mixed bag for me. I like Chicago though.
This number 6 is, I'm trying to find if this was on the album, like one of the first albums, like I begged to have. Elton John, I Don't Want to Go On With You Like That. I don't want to go on with you like. No, it's not that album. There was an Elton John album that had a song called Club at the End of the Street on it, and it was like the first song. Club at the End of the Street and Paula Abdul, Opposites Attracts, are like the first songs that I remember as like a kid.
Nice.
Like really like grasping. I'm like, these are like, I love this.
It's a banger.
I like music now.
Yeah, that's nice.
And these are the 2 songs I love.
That's fun.
And then as I got older, like people were like, yeah, that shit from Elton John sucked then. Like that was like his worst stuff.
You're like, oh really? I heard Opposites Attract in a store of some sort. Like it was like a Michael's.
Yeah.
Like the crafting store.
Yeah.
I thought about MC Scat Cat.
MC Scat Cat, yes.
Yeah.
Great video. Number 5, Gloria Estefan, 1, 2, 3 plus 1. Nah, I got nothing there either.
Yeah.
Trent D'Arby, Sign Your Name, number 4. He's saying Wishing on a Wishing Well. I remember that was his big hit.
Okay. Yep.
This is a good song. Number 3, Eric Carmen, Make Me Lose Control. Baby, turn that radio up
That's
to
good.
the sweet song.
Eric Carmen's pretty good.
Yeah.
He did Hungry Eyes,
He did.
which is a killer song.
Number 2, Breathe with Hands to Heaven. No idea.
Nope.
Let's find this out because this is the number 2 song in America at this time.
88?
In 88.
Well, at this time. Interesting. Yeah, Eric Carmen. Man. Hungry Eyes.
Hungry eyes. All right, so this is Breathe, Hands to Heaven. And let's see if I can get this to play here. Oh, no, it's an ad. I forgot. I canceled that old YouTube premium. So now I got to watch Chucky introduce.
That's too bad.
Yeah, Chucky introduced his new episode starting tonight. Oh, now Ziploc ad. It's good.
Now, Chucky's in the White House this season, right?
I watched the first episode. It's quite funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting crazy, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, good.
So, well. Oh, tonight I need your sweet caress. Hold
I know that one.
darkness.
Yeah.
And then the number 1 song in America, Steve Winwood, Roll With It.
I love Steve Winwood. I don't love this song.
Okay.
But I love Steve Winwood, yeah.
We used to have someone used to live in an apartment complex called the WINWOOD.
That's right.
And I used to go there. I go,
Steve Winwood.
Yep.
Yeah. Valerie.
Yes.
All time. Yeah.
We are not here to talk about Steve Winwood.
We should be, but we're not.
We are here to talk about Bill Hinzman.
Oh,
which is who we've decided is the way you pronounce his name.
Very slick.
Yeah.
Like Steve. Very seductive, like Steve.
We are going to get into that.
I know it.
First time I've seen this movie. We talked a little bit about it last week, and it clicked with me what this movie was. I think it's on either one of the documentaries that talks about the Dead movies, Romero's Dead movies, or it's on like In Search of Darkness, that 80s documentary horror. Yeah.
They're on their 40th one.
They're doing a 90s one. Fine. They've moved on from the 80s.
Yeah. 90 through 94.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Why would they not go...
Sorry.
Why would they not go to 95?
It doesn't... Because they want to stretch this thing. Because they're making shit tons of money off of it.
These are good. I will say this about that. I like that as background.
It's great background, but like people are spending money on this on Kickstarter.
But it's like, it is... I'm kind of with you.
They get 2 sound bites from people who worked in the movie, and they move on to the next thing. Yeah. I can't do it. I want to love it. I can't.
Oh, I don't want to get sidetracked. Anyway,
sorry.
I'll tell you about it after. But I remember this now. This is that weird, like, not Living Dead movie that is kind of a dead movie. Like, it's related, like, in some way. And I remember going, oh, I kind of remember this now. And then I started watching it.
I got it confused with the, so I don't know if you remember, but, Night 68 has, like, anybody can release a copy of it.
Yes.
And there was a weird, like, some weird version of Night of the Living Dead that came out with, like, extended scenes.
Okay.
That they, like, shot.
Was this also like, a colorized version?
No.
I remember the colorized version.
I have it. It's
I think I got that from a fan video. Anyway.
Yeah. But this was like, this company that was like releasing this DVD was like, we're going to shoot new scenes for Night of the Living Dead to like, I don't know, release like it was ridiculous. Some marketing thing. But they shot scenes with Bill Hinzman in makeup. As like these like these like scenes of like Bill Hinzman's zombie doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's like cut into the film. It's terrible. But he like clearly is like significantly older than he like it looks awful. Like it's terrible. Like I hope I'm gonna look this version up at some point so you can see a couple of these scenes. It fits. It's so bad. It's incredible. It's incredible.
So first time for both of us. Do you have a favorite movie like related to the Dead series that's not part of the core Romero series?
I mean, I would count Return.
Return for me
because of Russo's involvement.
Every time I see like clips from the remake, I go, I think I kind of love that 1990 remake.
Yeah. It's it's a really, really, really strong movie. It does it's so similar to the original in so many ways, which is fine and great.
Yeah.
But it does so many different things with the plot and like where the characters wind up and stuff. I really like that movie a lot. Yeah. But like in terms of because that's a good one. Return for me is probably
okay.
Like when I think of like tangential like offshoots, that counts. I mean,
yes,
Russo was involved. He wrote the book.
Yep,
and he worked on the script with Dan O'Bannon. And technically, it's kind of a sequel to Night because they mention the events of Night, like, oh, that was a movie, but the real thing was, So, yeah, that one, I always think of that one. But Night 1990 is really good.
Where does Flesheater fall? Now that you've watched it,
there's worse.
I would agree.
I've seen 2 that I can think of right now that are like try to tie themselves to Night that are worse than this movie.
Okay.
The Dead Hate the Living.
Okay.
It's not good.
Okay.
It's got a killer song at the end though by some weird
punk band.
Is there a
Sid Haig Night of the Living Dead?
Yes, 3D.
Okay.
Also not good.
Okay.
and Children of the Living Dead.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one.
Which tries to be kind of a weird sequel to this.
There is a Day of the Dead, like a recent one, like Bloodlines or something, that is so like the plot is so wacky. I can't remember the specifics, but I remember going, whoa. It's terrible. And isn't there a Nick Cannon one? Like a Nick Cannon Day of the Dead?
Day of the Dead. Yeah, it's got Ving Rhames in it too.
Ving is back in it because I thought like at first I'm like, oh, they made like a direct-to-video sequel to Dawn,
but it's not.
No,
that's a bad movie. But then there's the one with Jonathan Schaech.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, where he's like a weird rapey zombie.
Yes,
right?
it's the rapist zombie. Yeah, because I remember going like, whoa.
I didn't see that one. I saw the Nick Cannon one's hilarious, but
the Flesheater is kind of iffy. We might have to cancel Flesheater.
We may have. This could be the last you ever hear of Flesheater.
After we get done with it.
For better or worse.
So what did you think of it, Willie?
Oh, my God.
General thoughts before we break this plot down.
Man. Look, is it good? No, it's not good. Is it my kind of trash? Yeah, it is. Very much so. We'll get into it. There's a couple things I have issue with, but I don't know the full story, so I'm not going to get too in the weeds with it. I'm just saying there's some problematic stuff. But this is that mid to late 80s, just like low budget, gratuitous TNA, which I don't need, but it's part of the experience. It is. Super ridiculous, plotless garbage character, terrible characters. They're no one has any sort of actual humanity or legitimate characterization about them. They're just people.
As soon as
that drift in and out of the movie.
As soon as you see the hayride pull up, 2 minutes into the movie, and you see 20 people get out of this hayride thing,
it's hilarious.
You're like, I'm not gonna get to know any of it.
No, they all look the same too.
They all look the same.
There is so much denim.
Yes.
Everybody's wearing a denim jacket and jeans for the most part. And they're all literally almost I think every character is a blonde woman, white woman, or a dark-haired white male. That's it. There's no you can't. I don't know who is who, and I don't really care. No, it's
you're here for Flesheater.
Yeah, and he delivers. I don't know. It's a bad movie. I can't tell you if this actually was intended as some sort of weird sequel to Night. I guess it could be, if you want it to be. We never see Hinzman's zombie get killed off in Night at any point.
Well, that and the way they bring the zombie back is a way. I guess doesn't he get burned?
I don't think you see him. Anything happen to him. I don't think.
Okay. Either way, they bring him he's been buried and raise him. So I guess you could make the case that if he did die, they just brought him back through whatever demonry whatever magics they possess.
And that's part of it too, right? Is the origin of the zombies in Night of the Living Dead is never really divulged. There's that brief bit about radioactive satellite thing or something that doesn't get touched upon again.
Right.
But it's never really explained, which is great. So sure, it could be Satanists, I guess. I don't know. Why not? But I don't this movie is just a series of scenes that have no real connective tissue, in all honesty. It's just set up the next group of people that's going to be killed by the zombie. The first half hour, you're following a group of characters. And then they all get wiped out. We'll get into it. It's a weird movie, but it's a ton of fun, I think.
Yeah.
It's a great get together with a couple of friends, have a beer or two or a glass of wine, and just laugh your ass off because it's so bad.
It's bad.
But it's fun
watchably bad. Yeah, so that's the thing is
there's a gusto. There's not a gusto. That's not true. There's no ambition.
But it's not like trying to be bad.
No, like they're making a movie.
They're making a movie. It's pretty obviously a cash in. Like there's some cynical stuff to it, but it's like you said, like they're not doing like wink wink nudge nudge snakes on a plane stuff. They are trying to make like a movie, like a
zombie movie,
like a little like a zombie movie. And they're trying to put some gore in it, some kills, some scares.
There's a couple of decent effects in the movie, but
there's some good effects. I like the
not
effects.
Good.
Yeah, the movie is. I'm with you. Is vivid. I loved. This was a great.
It's fun, right?
Fine. Bless, and I want to say this in this world where we talked about lost media at this point. Bless Tubi for putting this up. Bless some of these. Bless Vinegar Syndrome actually has put together like a Blu-ray 4K release of this. Yeah, with like special features and stuff. Bless that company for a lot of the stuff they do because we need trash to stick around forever.
Flesheater lives.
Yeah, I do get a little bit worried. Like we're gonna see some of this really trashy stuff go away from like the 80s, and I want it to live forever. This is what people need. This kind of stuff in their life.
Absolutely. Like,
not everybody. This is not for everybody. Flesheater is not for everybody.
No, but
if you're listening to this podcast and you've not seen Flesheater, pause this right now. Come back and listen to us break down the plot because I think you should watch Flesheater on Tubi.
I agree. Like, if you have the stomach for, you're listening to horror movie yearbook, so you have the stomach for most of it. But like, there's some pretty sleazy nudity and just be ready for that. I guess.
Let's break this plot down.
Oh, okay.
This is a plot. So
5 minutes later, well, that was good.
As you know, I like to copy and paste from Wikipedia.
What's the best?
It's very easy.
IMDb used to be like the king of synopses, but it's not.
No, it's hit or miss now.
It is.
Yeah. This is obviously like so. when we do the bigger movies, you could tell they've been edited to like the grammar's been edited like to make sense as like a synopsis. This one feels like it was written by one person and not edited. So, but like I said, God bless the person who wrote the synopsis on Wikipedia for this.
It's impressive.
Movie. So. The film starts with a group of kids taking a hayride in the country on Halloween. They pay the local farmer to take them to a secluded area of the forest. The kids arrive and begin drinking, telling the farmer to come back after dark to pick them up. As the party wears on, the group separates to find their own little love nest. Let's talk about the cast again, like you said. So none of these people did anything else except one guy I think did another like Tales from the Dark Side episode, I want to say.
Okay. Riding high off the Flesheater.
There was another guy who he did a couple of like Romero related stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of how they knew each other. But most of these they were like models. Hinzman found through a modeling agency. His quote was, "I don't know if they'll be able to act, but they'll look good." His daughter is in the movie. They come later. His wife is in the movie. The denim, you mentioned the denim.
So much.
Those were their clothes. Like they did not provide like a wardrobe on this. Those were just like the people's clothes. What happened? Another thing that happened was the movie started filming in like September, and then that got delayed for a while. So then they ended up having to start filming again in like the winter. So like
so sweet.
Yeah. So they got a bunch of money through just distributors and stuff. We do get some nudity here. We get, I think, like we don't get any male, like no butt.
No, there's not a whole lot
so
for
it's just
those
for
who appreciate the male form.
It's just for those who appreciate the female form.
There's a lot of breasts. There's
a full frontal later. That's when I want to get into the nudity.
There's some other stuff.
A couple has sex in the barn.
It's true.
On the hay.
No, a roll in the hay.
They literally have a roll in the hay.
They sure do.
I'm gonna ask you, have you ever a roll in the hay?
Watched a friend of the show, Gojo, have a wonderful musical rendition, and also friend of the show, Madeline.
Yeah.
They did a song called "A Roll in the Hay" together.
Yeah. So you have,
I've recently seen them. Yeah, it's wonderful. That's the song. Yeah,
I don't think I would ever have sex on hay.
Seems
itchy, right?
Outdoor. You ever do the outdoor thing?
Yeah.
Don't need details. I'm just.
Yeah.
Okay. Same. 3 times. that I can think of.
But not hay. Just it seems uncomfortable.
It's all itchy. Why would you do that?
I don't understand.
No, hay is itchy.
Would you rather do it on the ground, like the
Yeah.
dirt? Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I to this day I will say the hardest physical labor I ever had was not sex. It was I helped my uncle load up hay for his horses. He had 3 horses. Helped him load a truck bed of hay and then unload it. And not only is it way heavier than you really think.
Yeah.
Especially after you now hauled multiple bales. If you don't wear gloves, you will itch and burn.
That is the last thing you want to happen after sex, and for many reasons.
Yeah, because then you're questioning, what is it? The hay?
Meanwhile, the farmer has stumbled across a large tree stump, which he proceeds to remove with the help of his tractor. Under the stump is a large wooden box with an ancient seal telling not to break open the box.
It says that?
Apparently, this person on Wikipedia has translated
the runes. Okay. Thanks.
Whatever language is used.
Somebody needs to put this Wikipedia guy on the watch list, now.
The farmer breaks the seal and opens the box. Inside is Bill Hinzman, quote, flesh eater. So wait a minute.
This isn't Bill Hinzman in there.
Who proceeds to eat the farmer, making him a zombie in the process.
Hey, hold on, stop. No one eats anybody in this movie. These are vampires, essentially.
Right. Yeah, so they
bite necks.
They're zombies in this movie, but they're closer to ghouls, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing with the original Night is, originally they were meant to be ghouls, correct?
Yeah.
And then they started being referred to as zombies later on, but zombies at the time were more, they became the modern zombie because that's what people started calling them, and they just went with it.
Right.
But zombies at the time were more connected to voodoo.
Yes.
Stuff like White Zombie and like that.
Yes.
So these were more ghouls, and I think this is more of a ghoulish type creature as well.
Feels zombie-ish to me.
No, I'm with you.
90% of the time that they bite somebody in the neck and then the person becomes another zombie. There's maybe 1 or 2 instances of somebody being kind of chewed up, but it's pretty rare in this movie. I don't know. Yeah.
I think this is we're still going to talk about the nudity later, I promise. But I think it's a good place to talk about Bill Hinzman.
Hey, okay. I met Bill.
You have met Bill. I wanted to bring him up here because boy does he let the scene breathe. He films this guy clearing the entire thing off, and I'm about 2 minutes later, is the scene still happening? This is going on.
Yeah, I had the same thought. It's what we call padding.
Yes.
Or filler.
So you met Bill.
Yeah. I did.
I think you've told the story, but tell it again.
I met him when I was, I was elementary school age. I don't remember exactly how old I was. And it was my first convention ever that I ever went to. My dad took me. It was Motor City Comic Con. And I had seen Night of the Living Dead at this point. I was a big fan. I had not seen Dawn yet. I didn't know Dawn existed. This is pre-internet, everybody. There was no way of knowing. I didn't the thing is, pre-internet, we really didn't have a concept of for the most part of directors having multiple movies. There was no I didn't I knew George Romero directed Night because I could read the back of the VHS tape, but how would I find out what else he did? There was no, you couldn't go look it up. There was no way to do that. So, I was a big fan of that. Night at the time was my favorite movie. And we were at the convention. I was walking by, and I met John Russo, producer of Night. And, I saw the posters and stuff. And my dad goes, oh, yeah, he's the producer. He kind of filled me in on who everybody was and stuff. And so I got John Russo's autograph. He autographed the inside of a cover of the Return of the Living Dead novelization for me.
Yeah.
Which he wrote. I don't have it anymore, which is a bummer. But I got a vial of dirt from Evans City Cemetery. where they shot Night. And then I saw Bill Hinzman, and I went, oh my God, that's the zombie. He's the first one. I was so excited. And I said, Dad, can I get his autograph? So I have an 8x10. It's my first autograph ever from anybody. It's like up there on the wall. I'll never get rid of it. And he was very sweet. He was really cool. I think he was kind of taken aback by the fact that there was like a kid, like a little kid that I think it's become more acceptable as the years have gone on that like kids can watch horror.
Especially something like Night. I think Night is...
Yeah, it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
But
you went up going like, oh my God, it's the Flesheater.
You're the Flesheater. Yeah, I've seen your stuff. But yeah, so I've got my picture, and he signed it. I'm coming to get you, Willie.
Yes. Love that stuff.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool stuff. Anyway,
so
met Bill. Bill was a nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a still photographer with Latent Image, which was Romero's commercial production company in the 60s. Yeah. He became a cinematographer there as well. He was also one of the initial investors on Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
He put some money up for it. He was also tall and owned a suit.
Yeah, he's like 6'2", I think.
Yeah, 6'2", 6'3", I think. Yeah.
Big boy.
So Romero put him in front of the camera. He put him in as the first zombie you see in that movie.
So what's crazy is too, it's real quick.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Hinzman's not just the first zombie you see in that movie. He is, obviously, but Hinzman's the first modern zombie.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the thing. It goes obviously no one knew how important that would wind up being, but when you think of the word zombie, you don't think of voodoo stuff anymore. You think of dead guy that eats people.
Yep.
That's it. Hinzman was the first on screen ever, period. That was it. There was no precursor to that. So it's crazy to me. Yeah. You can see why he was let's cash in on this.
Romero put him in front of the camera. He was a crew member on There's Always Vanilla and Season of the Witch, kind of those in-between movies of Romero. He was a cinematographer on The Crazies.
I was going to say, he worked on The Crazies, yeah.
Yep. He directed a slasher movie called The Majorettes with Russo.
Yep.
He didn't realize how popular that character had become. He went to a convention. He was visiting Russo at a convention in the 80s, and fans started to recognize him. Mm-hmm. And that's when he went, I should make a movie.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, I should make a movie, and maybe about the zombie character, the Flesh Eater. Night of the Flesh Eaters was a working title for him. So that's where he got the name. He sent pictures to Romero and Russo, and they sent him cease and desist letters back. But he ignored them. I don't think there was a lot of ill will. They were just like, no, don't do this.
Please don't.
He claimed the script made it clear it wasn't the same character. He also didn't think they had ownership of the character. The Night rights are all over the place, as you know, because of all of the different movies we've talked about that are related to them.
But distribution is the thing that's the issue with that movie. I
think.
So distribution, anybody can, you and I could.
Yeah,
do
because it's public domain is what it is.
It's public domain, right? But I don't know about how that would work with
a sequel.
I don't know,
or a direct. Yeah. So I think that's why he said it's not the same character. The script made it clear. He looks a lot like the character.
It's the same character.
It's the same character. But he also said, I was an investor. I put the money up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Hey, don't hate the player.
He had equipment from his career making educational film. He claimed the movie made him a lot of money. Magnum wanted him to make a sequel, and he's like, I don't have an idea for it yet. And then he later on down the line, he had an idea, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to do that anymore.
We're good.
He never directed another movie after this. He did some cinematography work after. And then he always claimed he wanted to make another one, but he passed away from cancer in 2012 is when he passed away.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think I met him in, it would have been, probably, it was mid-90s.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Back into the plot here. Two of the kids who retreated to the barn for some alone time are killed by the Flesh Eaters. As the Flesh Eater is killing the kids, two of their friends walk in and see what's happening, and they run outside to warn the group at the party. Inside the barn, the kids who are attacked become zombies and head out of the barn for fresh victims back near the party, and one of the girls is attacked in the woods by zombies. It tears a chunk of shoulder away, but the girl is saved by her boyfriend, who hears her screams and tackles the flesh eater.
Notice there's no names.
Yes, absolutely not. No.
It's so sweet.
Some good gore in this movie.
Yeah.
I read that they used peanut butter, Rice Krispies, and pink grapefruit to do the brains. They also used pig guts at one time, and Hinzman actually bit into pig guts and got kind of sick.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you look for in a movie when you've been drinking? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh boy.
Do you have a go-to, like a certain go-to?
A go-to, like type, or a go-to movie?
Yeah, like a go-to. Both.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like when it comes to horror, so I want to laugh.
The reason I say that, I think we agree this is a good drunk movie. This
it's
would be
great.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, like I was not drunk when I watched it, but I wish I was. I look for stuff like The Burning.
Okay.
I want some sleaze, so I can go
Yeah.
I want the gore, so I can be like, oh, look at this shit. Like, yeah. And I want the I want the performances to be less than stellar.
Okay.
So, but earnest. Like I want them to be like they're really trying their best.
Okay.
So, and this ticks all those boxes.
So basically, I think you and I are alike in that you don't want to watch something that's watchable. You don't want to watch a good movie, or one of your favorites. No. You want to watch kind of maybe one of your favorites.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends on your taste, but
you don't want to get drunk and watch. I don't know. Like, do you get drunk and watch The Thing?
No.
Yeah.
No. I want to watch. I don't want to watch anything plot heavy.
Exactly. Yep.
It's basically background noise in a lot of ways because, I want to be like commiserating with, my fellow viewers, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the Friday the 13th are perfect for that.
Yeah.
Because it's got everything I just said. It's got some sleaze.
I don't want to watch like big blockbusters either.
No, I don't. No.
Because they're too long.
For me, it's got to be that low budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the lower budget stuff. There's like when it comes to horror, it's got to have that. I always think of The Burning for that, like because it's just sleazy and like the performances are goofy.
Yep.
And The Burning's not the best example, but that's the first thing I could think of. Like it's a little slower than I would like for a drunk movie.
Right.
But slow allows time for a little bit of conversation too.
I'm looking at a couple that are actually, I think, really good right over your shoulder.
Okay.
Two Carpenter ones, I would say Big Trouble and They Live are really
great options.
Movies.
Yeah, for sure. We did They Live.
Yes.
In the garage. I think it was my dad came for that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because those aren't classic Carpenter movies.
No.
Well, you know what? I take that back.
I don't know.
That was a bad call by me.
But they're not.
They're a little sillier. They're not like Prince of Darkness. Yeah.
Or Halloween, or like I don't want to drink and watch Halloween.
Right.
I just don't like. That's not that funny to me.
That was on. I just want to say this real quick. That was Joe Bob was on AMC last night, and he did Halloween, which.
But it's not like that.
It's not like the Shutter. But I just want to say this: like I didn't like sit down and watch Halloween again, but I had it on, and I'm like, man, I could have this movie on in the background like 24/7.
Yeah, it's like there's no Yeah, so no, it's got to have some silliness, some goofiness, some bad acting, some TNA, because that's always funny.
Yep.
That's always part of the whatever. Anyway.
The remaining kids retreat to the old Spencer's farm, a disused farmhouse in the woods. They proceed to nail up the windows and doors. They manage to phone the police, but the call is cut short when a zombie outside rips the phone line out. So these zombies, like, they'll rip phone line out. They will use weapons in this. That's why I say, like,
they do that in the original Night too, though.
Oh, you're right.
They use bricks. I think a phone line gets ripped out in the original Night. So, not the same zombies, not the same character. I don't know there, Bill.
Meanwhile, the two kids who escaped from the barn have caught up with the group who refuse to open the doors in case of an attack. So the kids hide in the basement and lock the door. Upstairs, the girl bitten in the shoulder dies and returns as a zombie. Just as she gets up, the zombies outside break in, and the remaining group are slaughtered, each becoming a zombie and heading to the woods for more victims. Yeah, we're still like first act kind of, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, look, at this point, all the characters we started with are dead.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to be introduced to one scene after another of new characters who will now be dead.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Is the joy of watching a bad movie like this is because it's a bad movie, you don't really know where they're going to take it. Because I remember watching this and going what's happening next?
Yeah.
Then we're in the city 2 scenes later. I'm like, oh, that's right. This is a bad movie. They don't really know what they're doing.
No.
But that's kind of the fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Budget started for this movie. It was shot around Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Started around $60,000. Ballooned up after Bill took a pause from filming and then started shopping it around to distributors. I think it ended up around $200,000. They just mostly volunteers. They use supplies from a TV movie that one of the actors had worked on before. That was just hanging around in Pittsburgh. A college allowed them to use the media center that doubled as a newsroom. And then the animator. Remember the animated sequence at the beginning in the intro?
Yes.
The Flesheater?
Yes.
That was Rick Ketazone, who did I believe he did the Creep Show
Oh,
animation.
sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
The one thing...
That seems right.
The one thing I want to say... sorry, very phlegmy. About...
It's that time of year.
Tubi. They put a skip intro button.
Oh, why?
The opening credits, and that kind of irritated me. I'll be honest with you.
Skip intro is meant for shows that have annoyingly long, like the Marvel shows. I don't want to see the stupid Marvel thing.
Yeah, or I've told you I've been finishing up Star Trek Enterprise, and if you hate that sound, the theme song, it's got a very annoying theme song. To some people, I think it's wonderful. You can skip it. Not to this. This is like opening credits of a movie. It sets the mood.
Thank you.
I don't even honestly. I don't skip TV opening credits either, but
I usually don't.
But you have to skip the AI ones so you can take a stand. That's what you gotta do. I learned that.
Are there more than just the one?
The Secret Invasion one?
Yeah.
Probably, but people don't know about them, so they don't really care. People only get riled up if they
I like the AI, the claim that it was the AI thing was on purpose because it was the Skrulls.
Well, there you go. Love that. I love that.
Good job, Bob.
They put an ad in the paper in this movie too. If any local people had a barn they could burn down, which they do at the end of the movie.
Holy smokes.
All right.
That's classic.
This next paragraph is where we're getting into the good stuff.
Oh, boy.
A police car then turns up at Spencer's farm, responding to the cut short phone call. The police officer is attacked by a group of zombies and left for dead. The kids in the basement open the door and see the body of a policeman. They take his gun and kill his half-remaining zombie corpse and escape into the night. Some of the zombies find their way onto a residential street where they proceed to eat a local family, Bill Hinzman's wife and daughter, I believe.
Yep.
Inside their home, turning them into zombies in the process. The two kids find a local stable, a lot of farm stuff, where they try to warn the owner about the coming attack. He goes inside to find that his wife has become a zombie. More zombies appear, and the man is cornered and eaten alive, and kids flee again. We get so it doesn't mention this here, this Wikipedia guy. We get a shower scene, a very gratuitous shower scene.
It's a lot
at this point. It's right after we kill those kids, we see full frontal shower scene with a young lady.
Yep. It goes on. One could say it was more filler. I think that
it certainly was, yes.
It was selective, yeah. So,
okay, I want to talk about the nudity a little bit here. Because beginning, we get nudity very early in this movie. And I went okay. It's supposed to be a group of, horny people.
Yeah, that's fine.
In the woods. You're going to see some nudity. And by the way, we are not prudes, I will
No, I don't look I don't have an issue with nudity. I don't care. If
nudity.
If the people are being paid to do the scene,
right,
and they are comfortable and consenting to do the scene, that's not my honestly, it's fine. Nudity is nudity. I have less of an issue with nudity than I do with a lot of the violence in movies or language in movies, honestly. At least with nudity, most of the times it's a natural thing, the human body. That being said, in this particular film, we have a writer, director, producer, financer, actor, star, really, who has positioned himself saying it weird.
Yes.
Okay. Anytime a naked or half-naked female actress is being killed by a zombie, who's doing the killing?
It's
Every time.
It's the flesh eater. It's Bill Hinzman, quote unquote, the flesh eater, as this Wikipedia page called him.
I'm just pointing something out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of zombies in this movie, but only one is attacking all of the nude or semi-nude females in the movie. And then there's a particular scene where a fully naked actress is attacked on a bed by the flesh eater himself. And I just want to say it was what it was for me until there was a fair amount of
a little handsy.
Very.
Yeah, a little handsy.
He's a zombie. Zombies aren't thinking like that.
No.
That felt very...
Felt like an ad lib?
A little bit. A little bit. I don't know the situation. I don't know. But...
Maybe there was a character reason.
Felt a... Stop. Yeah, it was character-driven, Tim. It felt a little bit icky. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. I can't speak for anybody involved.
The whole scene is very awkward because it's very long. And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because there is a certain point where you go, okay.
It's a sex scene, but the penetration is a zombie eating the person.
Now, speaking of sex scenes, there's one in the beginning of the movie that I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
Because they're not actors. So,
right.
And they don't have at first, they don't have they're doing weird, kind of mouth kisses.
Yeah.
They're kind of they're kind of, and then all of a sudden, because the scene goes on so long, it almost feels like they started to get into it.
They're like, okay.
Because they're not very good actors.
It's not so bad.
They're not very good actors, so you could tell they're kind of into it. And it makes it kind of uncomfortable.
It gets a little soft-corey for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was another thing I wanted to... Yeah.
There's some ickiness here and there.
Some ickiness here and there. So if you are... but hopefully everything was
consensual.
Run by. That's all I care. Yeah. If everybody's good with it...
I can't confirm, but hopefully.
Hopefully. Everything was good. The wife was on set, but she died. This next part is a little bit... not in real life. They find a large barn where a Halloween party is being held. The kids try to warn the group about the undead, but they laugh it off as Halloween nonsense. Soon the zombies arrive and slaughter the partygoers. The two kids who survived the basement find a hiding spot inside the framework of the barn. Back in town, the police are assembling a posse after hearing of the officer who was killed at Spencer's farm. As daylight approaches, the posse have arrived at the woods. They find zombies emerging from the woods and proceed to kill the creatures. They proceed through the woodland, killing zombies as they go through the woodland. I like that. Sounds like a Disney movie, like Bambi. The posse arrive at the barn, and the partygoers are all zombies. The posse kill them as the zombies come out of the barn. This description is really going on here. The two kids hiding in the barn hear the gunshots and think they are saved. They exit the barn and are shot on sight by a sniper, the same actor who shoots Ben in Night of the Living Dead. Now, this section of the film has a lot of similarities to Night of the Living Dead. I want to go back real quick because I skipped over my favorite character in the movie, the guy what's that?
I said, oh no.
The guy who is dressed up as a martial artist, who then proceeds to...
So sweet.
He proceeds to do martial arts. So either he's one of those guys that won't shut up about how he's a white belt or whatever.
I like to think he was a local karate instructor.
Yeah.
In whatever Pittsburgh suburb they were filming in, and he was really insistent. Can this be part of the character? Can I bring this to the table? Annoyingly to where they were yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the flesh eater's gonna get you, but yeah, all right.
Gonna get you. The flesh eater's gonna get you.
Yes, exactly.
What do you think of all the posse scenes that go on forever?
It's another padding thing. There's
Yeah.
Tim. There's no script here. There's no plot here. This is a showcase for Bill to get back in costume and.
Which we all want to see.
Yeah, we want to see it. I mean, we want to see all of it, but we want to see, see our apparently glorious, zombie hero, devour obnoxious characters. And unfortunately, you can't do that for 90 minutes. You've got to have things happening beyond that.
Yeah.
And so we get scenes like this, which is just like goes on and on. And the problem is, like, there's moments where they are able to pull off pretty solid special effects.
I was gonna say that's why it works though too, is because it does go on forever, but then every once in a while it snaps you back and you go, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they have a cool effect here or there. Yeah, for sure, like a cool squib that goes off, or like a prosthetic head, whatever. But like most of it is just people falling over with blanks are shot in their general direction.
I read somewhere Bill Hinzman shot himself in the foot with a blank.
I heard that, and I heard the double for his daughter's angel zombie girl character. A squib went off on her head, the double's head, and it hurt the person.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
It wasn't his daughter, but he still hurt the person. Anyway, so. No, this is filler stuff. This is stuff that they need to pad out runtime. I mean, it's got to be a feature, so let's throw in 10 minutes of...
You ever know how sweet this would have been, though, you rent this from the video store?
I would have been... so if this is a movie I had seen... not that I'm not into it, because I am, but if this is a movie I'd rented from the horror section at Bally Video Superstore, I would be smitten.
Would you be like, this is a hidden gem? You'd be
yes. Because I rented a handful of those back then, and I was like, I've discovered something.
Yeah.
I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but then there was somewhere I rented and I went, oh no, yeah. I've gone too far. Burial Ground is the one I always.
Okay.
I remember renting that movie and being like, sweet, a new zombie movie, and watching it and going, I don't think I should be watching this.
Yeah.
This is not. You've seen that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Too much.
I had a buddy who, for some reason, this popped in my head too when you were talking about that, but he was super stoked because I think he really wanted D. Snyder's Strangeland to rock, and they watched it. He's like, I hate that. This is the worst movie. Hey, buddy, back off. I'm not gonna take this.
My dad wouldn't let me rent
D. Snyder's Strangeland.
Yeah, he said it was too much for me.
Yeah,
which honestly.
Probably, yes.
Probably was right at the time. It's not a very good movie, but no.
We are getting to the end.
Yes.
The Posse. Remember the Mario Van Peebles movie, Posse? Throws all
I do remember. I'm a big Mario fan, so...
He did a movie called Sweetback's Badass Song that was all about the making of that. His dad, I believe, was the actor in that. It's a fun movie. I like Mario Van Peebles. You're right.
Yeah.
What was the movie he was in? He wasn't Solo. What am I thinking of?
Oh, I can look it up.
Oh, he was Solo. Soldier was Kurt Russell. Solo was Mario Van Peebles, I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Van Peebles family, yeah.
Me too. I guarantee you, this is the only Flesheater review that has talked for almost a minute about Mario Van Peebles, and I'm proud of that fact.
We are the first and only people that will ever do that. Yeah.
The Posse throws all the bodies inside the barn and barricade it shut. They set it on fire, burning the remaining few bodies on site. This is whoever answered that ad to burn down the barn. Made out. They got a bunch of money, I'm hoping.
The one effective moment in this whole movie, really, in terms of actually truly works for me, is the zombie moaning as the barn burns.
Yeah,
that was a nice touch, actually.
Yeah,
it reminded me of Romero. There was that Romero, he was always really good, and I think it's his movies are underrated and not underrated. They're never underrated, but his movies are kind of one aspect that's forgotten about them is the humanity that he's able to add to the zombies, even though they are clearly And I'm not talking about Bub or talking about Big Daddy,
but even sorry, continue.
There's moments in the early ones before the zombies start to get smart, air quotes. Where you feel for the fact that was a person who used to be a person. There's a moment in Dawn, where I think he's in a baseball uniform or something.
I was gonna bring up the Hare Krishna guy too.
That's another one.
Because as silly as it is, and there are even I always laugh at the escalator too.
Yeah.
But as silly as that stuff it is a reminder of their humanity,
They were
like
people.
what they were before.
Yeah, for sure. And so that I like the zombie moaning stuff in the barn because you're like, oh, there's like the zombies are being burned but like those were people at some point. So
and I don't want to get to, but like that is also a very classic horror ending. Especially like a Universal Monsters type ending, which is burning down the
it's a classic
windmill. Yeah, with the monster inside. Yeah. The posse, thinking they destroyed all the zombies, head home. A few days later, a police officer is checking out the remains of the barn when he is attacked by the original flesh eater who kills him and begins the outbreak all over.
I mean, hey, you can't keep a good flesh eater down. Of course he goes out as the,
You got to have one last good scare, I guess. So, yeah, this was released on VHS. Bill Hinzman, he claimed it made him a lot of money. The special effects, we talked about this, were Jerry Gergely, who did Babylon 5, which actually has some good makeup effects, and the remake of My Bloody Valentine. He also did that. He did
Jensen Ackles one?
Yeah, he did some like effects work after this.
Wow. Sweet.
So, yeah, it was...
Yeah.
That legacy-wise, I don't know how much of a legacy it has. It obviously has a following. They've put it out on like some sort of physical media, so... I think it's worth a watch if you're in the right frame of mind.
This is not a it's not a sit at home alone and watch this thing and try and like enjoy and absorb it. That's not the best way to watch it.
Right.
This is a fun group viewing. Just be aware that and I feel it's worth mentioning again is there's some stuff that's a little skeevy in this and not in
it's like a sleazy movie,
not in a fun sleazy way all the time. Like most of the time, yes, but there's a couple moments where I go,
there are some I will say there's some hilarious line deliveries too. Like
it's insane.
The first like 10 minutes I was rolling because
insane.
Nobody delivers a line correctly,
like a person. Like I'm not saying I would be a good actor.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pretend I would be. But I know how humans talk. These people have never heard humans talk.
You know who would like this movie? And it just popped in my head. I'm going to ask him. I'm actually going to ask him in the Discord if he's ever seen it. Is Dave Steele?
He might have. Yeah.
I feel like he would enjoy this.
Dave would appreciate this one.
I think so too.
I think there's a couple people in our Discord that would appreciate this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just so ridiculous. But yeah, once again, if nothing else. Flesh Eater is living undead proof that Tubi, I mean, they giveth. They don't taketh away, they giveth. They just give it.
No, because they don't take away any money either.
No, it's great.
You just gotta watch like 90 seconds of ads that are randomly thrown in.
Who cares? It actually spices things up.
I don't mind it too because I like to get up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Stretch the legs out, go take a pee.
I took a pee break during this show.
Change my kid's diaper.
Yeah. Write us in and tell us where I took the pee break.
Like, hey, kid, I know you're crying.
Yeah, you got to change diapers, dude.
Yeah, you're crying over there. I got to watch the Flesh Eater here do his thing. I'll get to you in a second.
I got an ad break here in a second. All right?
I have done that.
The Flesh Eater's doing some groping. Just calm down.
I've hit the button, and I look like, that ad break is coming up pretty soon. I can take you back there in a couple seconds, but just hold on.
Smart. You're smart. You're a smart parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, if anybody can appreciate the Flesh Eater and his appreciation of breasts, it would be your son.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, he gets it.
Yeah. I don't think I did not watch the Flesh Eater with him. I've watched some wacky stuff with him, but not the Flesh Eater.
No, that's probably too much. Well, he's not going to remember it.
No, he's not going to remember anything. But I have toned down.
You need to start doing that, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly because like the other day he was like looking at the TV, and I'm like, I know you can't like process this, but I'm like, I'm still like, I don't know. You don't need to be watching.
But there's probably images that could be.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I get it. I did the same thing. Like
I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, Saw 10 is or Saw like 5 is on. Like,
how old is the little dude now?
6 months.
Yeah, that's where I started to question certain things. Like,
yeah, me too.
I'd watch most stuff still with her in the room, but not everything.
That's the thing. It's like if I'm watching, like if Halloween is on cable, I'm like letting it play in the back or whatever. Yeah, but like if like Saw or like
I would feel sketchy about
or like
that.
Hostel is on.
I'd feel sketchy about that.
What am I doing?
Yeah, for sure. I get that. I'm with you on that. Yeah, there's certain things I would be fine with. Like I'd probably even watch a Friday the 13th, and I wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would be like, whatever.
Yeah. But like, I don't need the kid introduced to like screaming bear traps and shit.
No. No. That I think you're in the right mindset for that. So.
Willie, what are we doing next time on this show?
Oh my! What are we doing?
We talked. I just want you to know, we talked for an hour about Flesheater. I'm looking at the clock. That is impressive stuff.
We talked more about Flesheater than the people developing Flesheater talked about Flesheater. No, we're going to be doing Murder Party.
Yes,
which is also on
Tubi.
God, can we get a hold of people at Tubi? Like, can we start a Tubi podcast?
Yes,
like where we just discuss the wonders of Tubi. Like, pay me a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit.
I've thought about like maybe we should just like for the podcast just scroll Tubi each time we try to pick up a movie, unless like we have really something we want to watch. Just scroll through Tubi and be like, oh, let's watch that.
Yeah. If we ever get bored of just doing horror, we could start a show called To Be or Not to Be.
It's not bad. That's
not too shabby,
That's
right?
not bad. Anyway,
I mean, it's kind of on the nose, but
yeah.
Murder Party from 2007. This is, I believe, the feature directorial effort of Jeremy Saulnier. Is it Saulnier?
Saulnier, yeah. Who did Green Room?
Yes, Green Room and Blue Ruin.
Yeah.
We are both fans of his work.
What is the last thing he did, though? I can't remember.
He did, let's see, Hold the Dark, which I did not like.
Okay.
That was with, wait, did I not like that? Yeah, I did not like that movie.
Okay.
That was on Netflix, I believe, and it was with Jeffrey Wright and Alexander Skarsgård.
He has a movie coming out called Rebel Ridge.
Yes.
It stars Don Johnson, James Badgedale, James Cronwell. It's not a bad little cast there. It's another Netflix.
Certainly interested in that. Yeah. So
Green Room is one of my favorite movies of like the 10s.
It's insane.
It's really good. Yeah.
You and I saw that together in the theater.
Yep.
And we were both like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, there was no... I've never felt a movie was more unpredictable than that I can remember. Like, I can't think of another one like that I've seen in the theater where I was just like... I was legitimately like, I felt myself doing this. Like, edging forward. You know, they always say on the edge of your seat, but like, I legitimately was doing that because I had no idea what to expect next. And it's got the sickest headshot ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best.
We'll talk a little about Green Room next
For
episode.
sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Murder Party, it's on Tubi. I think it's on some other stuff too, but go on Tubi. Support your Tubi. Support your local Tubi. We will see you for that, and we'll be closing out the Halloween, the loose Halloween.
It's turned into kind of like a weird Halloween, like a
oddball
Halloween.
It has, yeah.
What did we start
Haunt.
with? Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward. Then we went Sleepy Hollow, and then we went
The Crow.
And then we went this one.
Flesheater.
Yeah, we've gotten weird.
Hey, Dad Brain.
Yes.
We got duo Dad Brain. This is great. This is the beautiful content you get from two guys who are mostly just tired.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, please join us for Murder Party. We're excited to do it. And happy spooky season.
Stay scared.